Okay, so that looks like we got a couple of people, Kubarowski, and we got Phyllis. Okay, so we got a few people on the call. See if we get anybody else to join. Let's see, is it quite? It's not. We have about 1 more minute till 1, so we can just hang for a second, and
Okay.
if we get a couple more, and then we'll start right on time.
All right, cool. Hey, when you added that map, it didn't go too far outside Tippecanoe County either. You notice that?
Yeah, it's great. We lost anyway. Yeah, it's interesting. We had for everybody watching, we had an Esri map that was actually we had an Esri map that had traffic counts for the whole country, and we were able to filter it to just Tippecanoe County for Mary's map by using a trick I learned from Catherine for how she does her building permits. You filtered it by latitude and longitude, and we're able to zero in on Tippecanoe County for the traffic counts only. And then we just exported that data and then re-imported it again. So now we have a layer that is just, it's the Esri traffic count layer, but it is only Tippecanoe County, and it's hosted on our hub. So that's pretty neat. I think we got let's see, one more waiting. Oh, there's Aaron. At least we got let's at the assessor's office here in Forest.
Yay.
And maybe we'll see some other people. Everybody hear everything okay? It's 1 o'clock, so I guess if you want to go ahead and start, Mary, you can go ahead and explain to them what the scope of work was, or if Eric, do you have anything you want to say about it first, or just let Mary take off?
He doesn't have any audio capabilities, you just said. But why don't you go? I mean, you can go ahead. You know exactly where.
No, Mike. Okay,
you explain it well.
He listens. He listens. So go ahead, Mary, and let us know what you did.
Okay, so they just basically wanted commercial vacant lands, and then they wanted a zoning layer, and then we also need to work on like specific things. Industrial self-storage, I think, is a big one because that's going to replacement costs next year, right, Jackie? I believe. Mm-hmm. And then retail and all those. So here up in the corner, you have the number of sales by Zoom, and this will change when you zoom around on your map. It also gives you the price per acre, and then the average sale price also. And these are actually average price per acre and sale price. If you want to zoom in on anything specific, you can also click on it, and that'll give you information of that parcel there. And then the zoomed area, I believe it should be showing the ones with the address, the legal acreage, and sold. This is one that actually I just changed yesterday because the information was not correct. It was showing 375 on a sales disclosure, but it was 2 sales to be combined into 750. So that obviously makes a big difference on when you take the actual acreage on it. So you can look on here if you're looking for a specific address. If you're not exactly sure, that gives you that information, the sale date, and the price that it sold for. And I also did a by year. So I don't know if it really matters to anybody, but you can see the actual sales, what's in, what's showing on the screen, and what was sold.
That's a combined total, right?
Combined total, yeah, by the years. I guess I don't know if that really matters, but that's a little bit if anybody's looking for statistics. And then the zoning layer. So Aaron did a really cool little spreadsheet that showed what type of commercial and what would be appropriate zoning for it. So here I have those categorized by what you can have in those specific zoning areas.
So is that like just a JPEG file that you copy and paste it in as an image? Is that what that spreadsheet?
It was an Excel spreadsheet that I just cut and pasted into that.
Okay, good. So
to that widget. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
And then here I went through and filtered them. So if you if you click on those, then that gives you those specific 33 sales that are in that zoning, and the price per square foot and the sale price. And it's basically the same. This is almost identical to that. Actually, I want to make sure
you can filter by use class also, right?
Yeah, potential use too. Yep. And I did add the beacon layer. So if you want to see a big, the entire county, or if you want to zoom in and see what it is involved. Yeah. But that one doesn't come out automatically because that cleans it up quite a bit. And then if you don't want to see all the little cars, just click off of that and that cleans up the map so you can see a little bit better too.
Yeah, the cars is neat. And she did the same thing on the sale prices with the stars, the larger stars for the higher sale price per acre. And then the
Yep.
cars were using the most recent Esri data on traffic, and the larger cars are the greater traffic areas.
Yeah,
which is
so
important in
this
commercial.
actually is indicated of, since it's such a big, there's the sale price for that. 'Cause that's what, that's why it's so big, is because it was a huge sale price. Now, also is the legends for what you have out there. So that'll also should change, I believe, when you have those up, and explain what those are, the traffic counts also. And then you can search for a certain address. And this one I'm going to take out because I already have all that zoning down here. I just hadn't gotten that done yet. And then this one here is filter by year, and I haven't finished that one yet either. So you can filter sales by year up here. This one, like I said, is going to be gone, but you can do all that filtering as far as zoning on this widget here.
Do you have a filter that is like we did before? I thought there was one that was like farmland,
Well, we didn't include any farm ground in this. This was basically just commercial. So
okay, well, I mean, like use of 100 class and then but commercial zoning.
I don't think I did that one. If that's a good one, obviously there's plenty of room to add that. So
Yeah, I think it is. So you can see like what's farmland that just happens to be zoned commercial, or what's, like that.
right. Okay, yeah, that'd be a good one to add. 100 class.
Non-conforming.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? We did talk about that when you helped me set that up, as those non-conformings. I remember that now, but I don't remember. I did not do that one. So that one.
I think it'd be a good widget to have, because that's a lot we run into a lot where things are
Yep.
way under assessed. But yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So that's the Mary map.
The Mary map. Yeah, I think it looks really great. And I think the additions that Aaron gave you with the check boxes are fantastic.
Yep.
And I can see this being a real powerful tool for these folks in appeals. I wish some of our folks from downstairs had gotten on the call, because we had some it would be nice to discuss that data entry on the sales disclosures, because Mary ended up having to do a lot of extra work going back in, because she would see a sale and it was 20 acres and seemed like it was almost nothing, or whatever, and then she'd go in and find out that it was just a split, and it was just a small fraction of the split. So
right.
I
I think that definitely needs to be done. Add some kind of field, have Phil add that so it can be checked off, or at least do a combination of the acres, so you get an accurate price per acre on the commercial ground.
Something in the node, or that's I think is important, and they might have to go back and do some of that data entry. It would make things a little easier. We could streamline, automate a map like this. If we didn't have to do so much,
that would be huge. Yeah,
should have do a lot of manual analysis of each sale, and then
and change of price per acre and all that. So that was definitely probably the most time consuming, was doing that, was just making sure all the sales in there were actually accurate and reflective of what sold and for how much. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a pretty awesome map. Anybody out there have any questions on what she did to make it? Or oh, Catherine says she can't hear anything. I'm saying, I checked my headphone volume and it's working. I don't know. Anybody else? Catherine's saying she's having hearing.
I started that. So that's what I was telling him on here. I just haven't got it finished because the map had to change. I was doing that here. So I just hadn't got it finished yet. So yeah.
Some of that 2019 stuff.
Oh yeah. I've got 18 on there, but I didn't get 19, 20, or 21 or 22 yet. So yeah. All right, cool.
I don't think of anything else. So this was a good chance for Mary to, if anybody, comes up with another kind of project. I know Aaron has dipped into Pro a little bit, and Mary has. Mary's got to use Arc Pro on this as a way to just replace her data, so she could pull in a spreadsheet and then completely overwrite a layer, and whenever she made an update.
That's what it actually helped to make sure that the information was accurate also, using that Pro. Yeah,
it's actually the same process I use for the sales widget tool. Same process. So it's nice that, some people are learning, how that works. Of course, like my sales tool is like, it's sloppy because it's just every sale. I'm not, not really analyzing them. So some of the prices per acres on there, get a little out of control, but once this is all buttoned up, I'll make a link to this from the sales tool so that people who are real serious about land and want more accurate,
Oh, that's right. We can do this. I forgot to show that too. So you can filter
yeah.
that way also. Yeah.
Right.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, and then you can also export the data from the
Yeah.
options.
Go down to here.
Create your own custom filters and all that. So there you go. Yeah, that's where those
Yep.
custom filters are in there. That's where you could go in and build a filter that would find 100 class that was zoned GB or whatever.
Oh, that's true. Right in here.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can create
Yep.
you can create your own filter through a custom filter.
Yep.
There's also that on the filter widget. There's a way to make one that's like build your own, so that it's
Oh, okay.
all
Okay.
in
Yeah.
one place. Yeah, that might be helpful, but otherwise that's good. And then I see the about and then the different kinds of zoning. Really cool. I think Eric's not on, but I think he's in there with Jackie. Oh, there's Caitlin. He, I don't know if he has any comments or whatever, Jackie.
Well, he was asking me about the year one. So I am
yeah.
building it by year. So that will be a filtered one.
Mhm.
that you
I
can-
think it would help to, we had to restructure the map because we had a hard time sharing it
What's that?
publicly. I was just telling everybody.
Hold,
that
hold on a minute, James.
Oh.
Okay.
Something we talked about, like having a way to filter for raw land sales, tear down.
For all, oh, okay.
Versus tear down, having a way to look at those specific categories at some point.
A good way what he's saying is to actually be able to determine which ones are tear downs and what the land was bought for with that structure on there and what it would be. I mean, how
Yeah.
categories.
I could filter and give you demo permits for this map, but it wouldn't be public is the only problem.
Search for stuff that has good visibility on a major
Okay, yeah.
But part of it, it's like it's a compromise. There's only like 130 sales total.
Right.
You can't over filter it till there's like one sale. You know?
Right,
So,
right.
So you want to. So I think that's the next thing is what are the right amount of filters to see the things.
Okay, yeah. He would like to see them categorized, like what's facing a major road or something like that. How does that reflect?
Mm-hmm.
This is the basis for a lot of things.
Yeah, it might have to be something that you put in your notes, maybe.
This is all the foundational stuff.
Access
Right.
is something.
Yeah, so that was the one that I was able to go through and I can check those off. So when we fine tune that on access, then we'll be able to export that and then move that back through Pro to update that. Is that what
Right.
you're
And
thinking?
the nice
Yeah.
thing about it is now that since everything's in place and it's designed, you just gotta continue.
Add another widget or something
Yeah,
to that
you just
information.
update
Uh-huh.
that service layer that provides
Uh-huh.
the base data with Pro and you just override it and everything else stays put.
Yep.
So that makes
Yep.
it really effective.
So adding those fields that you add on access will definitely be helpful in those categories as far as visibility and stuff like that, because all that's already in place on access.
Yeah, because you still have a lot of notes, right? Have you went through and
Yep.
made notes on all these properties? Because right now this is just a research tool, but you can go in and make the notes in the access database and then pump this out with the notes so
Right.
that these filters can get more detailed as we use the tool. We can get more detailed in it, and it probably is better because we want this to be public facing to continue your data entry in Microsoft Access. And then dump rather than doing data entry on the map where when you overwrite it, you're going to lose it. So it's sort of,
and then it becomes stagnant and it goes away forever, right?
you're right. Once if you make a note and then, if you overwrite it or
You
whatever,
always have that note there.
yeah,
so
it's
you
not
can
like
reference it.
the building
Yep.
permit database where we leave the data there and then we append it. Like Catherine does that append process. Here she's doing it just like I do in the sales layer, is just a complete overwrite of the data layer that is the one that is responsible for the majority of the information. So this is all her
Right.
notes and the sales information and all of those things. We got a question that says, hey, another useful filter might be size sales for under an acre. Yeah, by acre. Do you have a filter for the amount of acreage?
No, but I can size
Okay.
per acreage. Yeah.
And that would be a good one to like do. You could do it in categories. Maybe talk to Jackie. Jackie suggested that. But maybe do it in categories, or you could go ahead and do it by creating a filter where it asks for values. So it could say like how many acres and give you,
Uh-huh.
the problem with that, you'd want it to be a span. You'd want it to be how many acres between this number. and that
Between,
number.
yeah, what is
Yeah,
in
because you
between?
wouldn't
Yep,
want, you know,
yep,
if you didn't put 8.6, you would only get the ones that were 8.
right. You want something that's in
Exactly,
between
you might
that
not
to
have
be
any
able to filter
sales.
by. Yep.
Sure, but
Yeah.
yeah, that would be nice to see, because that, I think that's really important because of the radical numbers we see on price per acre for like little small
Uh-huh.
things that are cut off. It looks like it's $1 million an acre, but it's,
Right,
you know, it's an easement or something and the county paid too much for it or whatever.
right.
There's
Well,
that.
I actually removed those. So a lot of those I didn't include it on that
Okay.
map. So that was another thing that was a little time consuming, just going through it. Because there were lots, I mean, there are lots that are acquired for the county and they're just like little slivers. So I made sure not to,
Not to
where you
include
gave me
that.
the check off to not
Easements
include
and
on there.
crap.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
So all those should be, all the information on here should be pretty accurate as far as the split amount and the price per acre. So,
Yes, so basically for everybody to understand, we've got the sales data, and that's what I was wishing some of the people from downstairs would be on, because they're entering that stuff and we're seeing, you know, some of the problems with the entry. And I know that Teresa said she was correcting some of it, so maybe we can circle back around with them later and
right.
and
That would be a good conversation to have with Phil, I think, to include him on it. Yep.
right. That would start
Yep.
to streamline this project a little bit, but
Yep.
and save you.
And well, and going forward for next year when they start I mean, they're getting ready to, they'll do the new scan man for next year. So, I mean, because he always, does an update. So that might be a good
Right.
time to have that in that design view or that design in place for next year for the sales. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's going through all the raw sales data. We're filtering it down by land class and by, you know, if we think it's vacant or close to vacant, by low improvement lumbers, whatever. And then she's got a checkbox to just whatever she wants to add to the map. She can select and say, okay, I want to add this, I want to add that, I want to add this. So this is a very much more detailed surgical specific kind of analysis, rather than, like I said, like with my sales tool where it's just every sale barfed out on the screen. You know, this is you know, real specific and ones that she kind of handpicked for the study. So and you have a wide range of sales too. And
Right.
that might not be a bad thing too, under sale where you have the average. I think there's a thing where you can also show the high and low, and that might be neat. It's not, you know,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
another tab under like sold for
High
sale
to low.
price.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have a tab for high and low. I
Like a
think you
bar
did that.
chart?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you did that on your residential one, or maybe it was maybe it was Angie doing sales on her.
I think she did it on her
Okay,
neighborhoods.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
got high and low sale. I think
Yep.
that's probably pretty cool, because then you can see you know, you can really see the range, because the average is tricky. If there's, you know, one sale that's $500,000 and then there's 10 sales that were 20,000, we're going to still see a $500,000 average or something.
Right. Right.
So that range would be neat to
So
be
to eliminate things that really don't belong in that grouping of it.
exactly. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that range would be real important. And if there's any, I don't know if anybody else has any other ideas. Aaron, you got a lot of experience with maps and filters and everything. If anybody has anything along those lines, they might want to chime in. But I think it's pretty cool. Great project, and almost finished. Perfect example of something to do, and good encouragement for other people if they can think of other kind of neat projects, or like applying this to whatever you're doing. If you're doing like the like Tom has some really neat building permit review maps and stuff that he's made, and might be able to, if you just out of curiosity looking at other types of status or filters that they can be put in. So I don't know if do you have anything else, Mary, or is there?
I don't think so, but heck, any suggestions or anything, let me know. I mean, send me an email, come over and talk to me, whichever. So I'm game. I'll try to figure it out.
Looks great. Thanks for presenting it today. Appreciate it.
Great, no problem.
If nobody else has anything else, we can just meeting adjourned.
Okay. All right. Thanks, James.
All right. Thank y'all.
See ya.
Bye.